Welcome everybody, Mentor Monday, February 27, last one of the month and last one of our series, The Leader in You. And this is why we chose today the topic, your first year in MLM, because your first year is always, for me, I said today when we were discussing this title, what do we do with the people that are not in the first year? And he says, they will always have people that are in their first year. So it's an everlasting and ongoing series of events that duplicate and repeat. MLM is as easy as that. You just do it over and over and over. Everything you just do it over and over. You just simply get better at it. I want to introduce Daughtrey. She's our Platinum International, amazing lady. Usually, Gabie and I try to focus or trend the last Monday of the month as a woman empowering woman Monday. And so we want to be able to touch on the woman side of topics. So Dave and Gabie, they lead throughout the other Mondays, but this one we like to give it the woman view. And we always like to invite Dave, obviously, even though he's a man, but his experience in our field as our mentor and as our leader is always so valuable. But to me, having that woman side, this is, by the way, led, the industry of network marketing and direct sales by 75% is women. So this is why we want to make sure that, we have a lot of the women feeling a lot of value, that this is not just a little side gig or a little business, that this is a career and a life-changing career that you can build from home, helping people, not necessarily just women, especially nowadays. So with that, I'm going to let Gabie say hello to everyone and introduce herself and the theme, and then I can start, and then I can pass it on to you after that.
Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever in the world you are. It is beautiful today. It was stormy all weekend. It was horrible, but here we are, and gosh, I cannot believe February is basically tomorrow's the last day. It was a short month anyway. But, Dave and I have been doing this business for a very long time. And Dave is, even before that, had been doing it for a very long time. So my inspiration comes from just years of hearing Dave speak, presentation after presentation after presentation. And obviously some of that has to rub off on me. So I've learned from the best. I feel I've learned from the best, not only from my husband, but from you. You guys are all my teachers. Every time I hear Claudia or J. Michael or Cowinder, I still have to yet learn from Trisha and Bancy. And, it's about just sharing what your side of your business does in your country. Now, as I've always said, if you're stuck in your country and just not growing, there are 25 corporate offices worldwide. I'm just thinking some countries that are on here do not have a corporate office. But we do need inspiration. And I find inspiration in reading books like the one we're going to talk about today. I've found inspiration in hearing YouTube, just when I'm getting ready in the morning, I'll always listen to something pertaining to YouTube, whether it's network marketing or how to grow your business. That's what I do in the mornings when I find myself getting ready for work or wherever I'm going today or tomorrow. It's always great to learn a little bit more about other people's experiences. And that's why we're on these Zoom calls as well, because there's always something new to learn among your peers. And every time I talk to Claudia, we find new ways of, or new, how can I say, new themes. I always talk to Claudia every week, at least we talk for about an hour. And what are we gonna, do for that month? We prepare, and that's part of what this book's about, how to prepare for your prospects. And in the beginning, you feel stuck. Okay. So reading this book is actually a very beneficial, especially if you're either a new person in network marketing or you're not. Okay. And even if you read this book, if you just take the time to listen to it through audio, if you cannot sit down and read it, it's very nice. It's just one of those books that really explains everything we need to know. So with that, I'm giving it back to you, Claudia.
Very good, Gabby. I like it. I mean, if you were not persistent, no, let's go even to Dave. If Dave had not been persistent, would he be married to you? Probably not. Like he probably, you I can imagine, it's probably not just one or two dates. So with that, we live in life in an eternal network marketing world without knowing, we're always advertising things, but for other people or other, a restaurant, things like that. So we are the whole time networking, but we don't realize it. And then somebody comes to us with an amazing opportunity. I remember the first time I ever got invited into, I want everybody to go to that, to like the first time they ever got invited to a network marketing presentation. Do you remember that? I want you to take 10 seconds and go back to that moment. Do you remember how many people were there? Was it at a house? Was it at a hotel? I remember it was a house. Now I want you to think of that moment, and I want you to think, did you understand right away the first time they were explaining? And if you did and signed up, wow, what a small percentage of person you are, and congratulations, even if that's not the one you stayed, because most of the time, most of us do not even understand what that person out there is saying. But what makes you feel different is the way that the person is saying it, the way that the people that are around him, maybe the guest of the house, maybe they already have a team of people there. Now, if you were at a hotel, now we're talking a different level, because now they have a lot of people that are believing it. It's just such a wonderful experience. And now for people like Jedidah, or I don't know if it's Jedidah, or our new guest today, Moira, not guest, she already registered. So the new people here, how do they make you feel now that somebody across the world, it can be a cousin or a friend, is actually inviting you to an opportunity, because we're living different times, right? So now somebody across the world is thinking of you and saying, we can do this. So I think it's incredible. So the first part I'm going to talk about from the book is that's why you can read it over and over. So as I started reading it over and over, we're not going to go chapter by chapter, but I did want to read you 2 or 3 of the titles of the chapters. And then I'm going to actually just read the first paragraph, because with the first paragraph, that's my take for today. I'll read the titles first, and you'll see where the book is going. So the first title of the book, of the content, is Ignoring the Rejection Rocket. Dave talks, and especially this month, we talked so much about this, which is that is the leadership mind. Ignoring the rejection rocket is what builds a person through network marketing, because they're going to say a lot of no's. And so Ignoring the Rejection Rocket, it's a great chapter. It talks about rejection from spouse, from friends. Why do they do it? And new people really do need to know these things. And so the next one is Avoiding the Management Trap. The next one is Dodging the Depression Torpedo. So why am I reading the titles? Because even the titles are attractive. Blocking the False Expectation Tank, Attacking the Worm List. So as you can see, it really is a great read. Definitely, please, as we continue to work this book, throughout the next few months, buy the book, listen to it. But I'm gonna, before I pass it on back to Gabie, I'm gonna just read the first paragraph, and I'll tell you what was the word that attracted me. It says, according to the Webster's Dictionary, to survive means to remain alive or in existence, particularly to live on after the death of others. So I thought it's a little dramatic, but then I understood it, because it says, the fascinating thing about network marketing is that in many instances, survival for example, staying in existence after others leave the business, is precisely what leads to dramatic wealth. Attrition is a considerable factor in our business, yet we have rarely met anyone who has worked steadily in network marketing who doesn't eventually achieve success. And those rare individuals who do not succeed are usually their own worst enemies, constantly reinventing the wheel, complicating the simplest path to prosperity in the history of capitalism. So I actually Googled attrition because I said, what is attrition? I've read this book many times, but I never stopped, but I really wanted to capture everything. I'll tell you what attrition means for those of you that don't know, like myself. Attrition, according to the dictionary, is the action or process of gradually reducing the strength or effectiveness of someone or something through sustained attack or pressure. I thought, wow, what a great word for our business. And this is where I stayed. I actually just meditated so much into what that one paragraph of the introduction was saying to me, which is so important. And that's my take for today. So I can pass it back to Gabie. Those that remain and steadily work will eventually see success. So if you have been here 1 year because it is your first year, or your first week like Moira, or if you have been 10 years like me, or 15 like my sister, it doesn't matter. Eventually it's going to happen. You have to take action, create always your plan, follow your plan, go to your leaders, go to your mentors, and continue excited and in love, because it's a marriage and it's until death do us apart. You do not leave the business. And so I remember Dave, the first time, I have very many sentences from Dave Daughtrey, but one of them that he said when I first heard about For Life, I already knew about network marketing, but I had not joined in full For Life. And he always said to me, and I know he says it to many people, so it's not that I'm special. We're all special to Dave and Gabie. But I remember the first time when I said, I'm not ready, Dave, to join fully. I can be a customer, but I'm not ready. And I will always remember, he said, I will always be here and you can leave me, but I will never leave you. And I always remember that. And it is so true. Dave and Gabie never leave us. They are always here for us. So if you decide to leave or go to another company or try something else, you come back, and you come back like prodigal children. Dave and Gabie are consistent, are disciplined, and they are always here for us. And that is what I wanted to share with you today. So now before I start crying, so now I pass it on to Gabie. Gabie, what was your favorite part of what you listened to when you were listening to the audio? Oh, microphone.
Well, gosh, this book is, sorry. My mom, you know, the dogs, they throw a little barking party. This book is actually, there's nothing on this book that you could say is our favorite because it's so full of information, okay? Every part of this book, I highly recommend this book for everyone, like I said in the beginning. But it does make a lot of valid points. And one of those points being that when you've worked with For Life, as long as we have seen everything. We have seen everything. And what I mean by that is people get so excited when they sign up or when they're about to sign up. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a platinum. And now that there's a platinum elite, I'm going to be a platinum elite. But you get them in a room or a week full of their relatives, okay? Give them a month, give them 2 months. It's like a balloon. It's beautiful, inflated with helium. And all of a sudden, a week later, you see it and it's deflated, you know? And that's the sad part about our well-intentioned conversations with our relatives, okay? And sweetie, you had your hand up. What was your comment on that?
No, I was going to mention what we were discussing earlier today about the rejection part of it. And excuse me, I'm just jumping in here. So you all know me, I like to talk. So I'm going to talk.
Go ahead.
Now, Gabby and I were talking about rejection. And I think that's the biggest challenge that people have when they join network marketing. No one's immune to rejection. No one. Gabby gets it. I get it. Claudia, we all get it. All right. The question is, how do you handle it? And that's what will make the difference as to whether or not you succeed in network marketing. And again, success is defined by, your dream, whatever it is that you want in life, whatever it is that you want to achieve, your ambitions, your aspirations, whatever. The point is, what will make a difference between whether you achieve those or not is really how you handle or even internalize no. When someone says no. And I remember hearing a quote where, I forget who said it. They said, the word no is where your ability to influence begins. Because you're going to get the no. How do you handle it? Do you just walk away and say, okay, they said no. All right, no, I'm going to go move on. I don't do that. Two of my biggest questions in my mind is why or why not? So if someone says something in my mind, I'm thinking why or why not? They might say, well, I would never want to do network marketing. Why not? I'm curious. I'm really curious. I don't just walk away and say, oh, okay, put my tail between my legs. So, and another, I'm a why person. I like to know why. When somebody makes a decision on something, why? Why are you thinking that way? What caused you? And here's what it usually amounts to. Someone else influenced them at some point to basically say network marketing doesn't work, you can't make any money at it, or you're just not going to succeed at it, nobody wants to do it, whatever. All right. So our job in this business is to turn people around. And that takes, it takes time, it takes tenacity, it takes persistence, all those things. So the rejection side of this, no one's immune to it. Embrace it. I actually think personally, I find it a challenge when someone says no, because I was asked that question, why are they saying no? Or why don't they believe in this? So Gabby and I were talking about the rejection side of it. Your first year network marketing really is like kindergarten. It's a preparatory, that first year, preparing you. If you can make it past the first year, and I applaud all of you here that have made it past your first year, all right? As long as you're engaged and taking some sort of action, you will grow. You will move on to the next grade, the next level, all right? You'll graduate as long as you keep moving forward. What I'd like to do, though, if you don't mind, is I want to introduce y'all to Mark Yarnell. Mark's got an interesting story. In fact, while we were just getting started here, I pulled up a bunch of videos on YouTube. You guys, YouTube, oh my gosh, if I had YouTube back in the 80s when I was learning network marketing, I had to go to seminar after seminar, but maybe that was good for me. Because if I was sitting in my home watching YouTube, who knows, maybe I'd have been distracted. But I've been to so many seminars, and events. And like Jim Rohn told me one day, personally, he told me, some will change my life. Going into these events, and many have changed my life, and some were boring. Some of them were like, yeah, didn't really get much out of it. But you know what? I had to go through those to find the ones that changed my life. The same way in network marketing, when you're prospecting, you got to go through the no's to find the yeses. It's just the way it is, you see. But that's, again, what makes the difference between someone who succeeds and achieves their dream and someone who doesn't. So real quick about Mark. So Mark got involved in networking back in the early 80s, in fact, 1980 to be exact. He joined a company, was a founder of the company called Nu Skin. Anybody here ever heard of Nu Skin? All right. Nu Skin's been around since 1980. For 4 years, Nu Skin floundered, couldn't get off the ground. They were just weren't going anywhere. Well, Mark left Nu Skin. He actually got in a little bit of an argument with the founder of Nu Skin and left. Well, the people that stayed, Claire McDermott, Craig Tillotson, Nathan Rick, some of those people that stayed have all made well over $100 million now. All right. I mean, Nuskin's what, a $3-4 billion annual company, big in Asia, you know, Japan, Korea, and so forth. So anyhow, the point is this: Mark went, and he could have, because of what happened, could have just quit. He went on and became very, very, very successful in network marketing. Now, Mark's passed away, but he leaves a great legacy because he's an incredible teacher, you guys. So I would encourage you, YouTube, get on YouTube. I'm going to share my screen. Get on YouTube. This is Mark right here. Let me know when you can see my screen, please. Let me optimize this for video. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Right here. This is a good one. Mark Darnell's Network Marketing Insider Secrets. All right. This is actually not too long before he passed away.
I want to preface my comments by saying this: you're not going to hear this stuff from other people. As a matter of fact, when I have made some of these comments from the stage in front of other leaders, they've said, "Guy, Yarnell, I wish you wouldn't have said that." So I know I'm on to something. One of my favorite books, and I hope you like this writer too, is by a gentleman named Larry Winget. I became addicted to him years ago. He's called the pit bull of personal development. He's written a number of New York Times bestsellers. But this one I love. It's called People Are Idiots and I Can Prove It. Now, I'm not as cynical as Larry, but as a matter of fact, I love all.
Okay, well, I wanted to share that with you. Mark's a funny guy. He's got quite a sense of humor. But anyhow, you can see his library there. Super, super great guy, great networker, achieved a lot in his life in network marketing. All right, I want to share with you here another one that I've got. Whoops, not there. It's, excuse me, guys. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, right here, you guys. Your first year in network marketing. The audio book is on YouTube.
We're still seeing the YouTube with Mark Yarnell holding the book. So we're still on the same screen.
So when I change tabs, I've got to reshare. All right. There you go. Can you see it? Tell me if you can see it now.
We can see the book.
Okay. So this book is on YouTube. It's 5 hours and something odd minutes of reading. All right. I would encourage all of you, turn your car into a university on wheels. All right. Or if you're taking a bus, a micro, whatever, you got a cell phone, you got YouTube, you listen to it then. All right. I'm telling you, we got a lot of time, throughout the day or even the evening where you can spend just 30 minutes putting, bread for the head, learning. All right. Listening, just growing and developing. All right. But there it is right there. This is, I forget how long.
Your first year in
5 hours and 12 minutes long. All right. And I want to share this with you about network marketing. Oops, I got to change tabs here. Sorry, guys. Let me try something. Hey, Claudia, let me know if
network marketing. Overcome your fears, experience success.
Can you see Tony Robbins now?
No. Yes, now I can.
Okay, good. As long as I stay on the same page, we're good. Okay. So many of you might know Tony Robbins, all right? A lot of these clips are short, even if you listen to one clip, all right? Let's listen to what Tony Robbins has to say about network marketing real quick.
So you mentioned network marketing several times in your answer there. I know you know a lot about it.
Sure, of course.
And a lot of people in network marketing, I think, have a little bit of an inferiority complex because of the mistakes other people have made in the past, a little bit of the branding stuff. My opinion is, if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, for the average person, this is better as a way to flex your entrepreneurial muscle than the other forms of entrepreneurship available to the average person.
It's absolutely true. First of all, the reason I brought it up is because I just want people to know I've dealt with the same thing, like motivation. It's not even what I do. Like all these idiots that have happened before me who've got up there and really not added value with just some pump up. So that's what people assume they're going to get. And very similarly in network marketing, you have that as well. But let's just be real. I mean, the bottom line is if you've joined the right organization and they've got a track record and that track record is showing that they have real customers, that they aren't just some pyramid scheme, you can knock that, out of the park in 2 seconds flat if you understand what people's concerns and fears are. But as far as what's important, I'm coming here in a week. I'm doing my 5-day business mastery program. I have, 2,000 entrepreneurs from around the world. And I spend probably a good portion of that week or 5 days convincing people not to go into business because it is so complex to be able to do everything in business. And when you're in network marketing, you get to do what you do best, right? You can do something that's so simple. You can find a product or service that you love, that you know has total integrity, an organization that's great. You can align with that, and you don't have to worry about supply chain, and you don't have to worry about accounting, and you don't have to worry about all the elements that really make a business go. People, when they start a business, there's a reason why the first year 50% of them are gone, in 5 years 80% are gone, in 10 years 96% of all businesses fail. 4% make it, and make it doesn't mean they're profitable. It just means they're still standing. And after 10 years, it's all over. You've made it, right? No. I mean, you look around and you see Lehman Brothers, have been around a century and did $1 trillion in business over that century, and they're gone like that. So it's so complex, and people don't know that when they start businesses. This is why so many fail, because they go, oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm the greatest salesman. I'm making this company go. And they don't understand there's all these other moving parts. Or I'm the greatest software engineer. I can write code better than anybody. And they may be true, but the business is more complex than that. So network.
The reason I wanted to share that with you, with Tony, is this. And again, going back to Mark Garnell, Mark left Nu Skin because he thought it was going to fail. All right. Well, the company you choose in network marketing is critical. And this is why I think a lot of people put up a wall or a barrier, all right, when you talk to them about network marketing, because they had a bad experience. How many of you have talked to someone that's had a bad experience in network marketing? All right. Someone that might be a little bit negative about it. All right. Because, or maybe they know someone who had a bad experience. And it's like, well, it's bad. Look, when you understand network marketing, it's brilliant. If you think like Tony Robbins just said, you get all the benefits without all of the headaches and the risk of trying to run a company. You see, we get paid to do one thing, and that's to talk to people. All right. But in so doing that, you're going to go through that first year of ups and downs, just like Mark talks about in his book here. He calls it causes of MLM depression. All right. Yeah, it's on page 54. All right. So it's true. I've even been through it. I've had moments as I got started with my For Life business where I just felt like, oh my gosh, when's this thing going to get going? All right. And back then, we didn't have Zoom. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have any of that stuff. It was just my ability to just stay tough and hang in there and find a few people that really, really wanted to also achieve their dreams. Now, obviously, I've found a few of them because I've got over 200 multimillionaires now in my organization. And many, many, many people that earn, they may not be millionaires yet, but they're on their way. They've earned a lot of money so far. All right. So it works. All right. Because other people are doing it. So what do you need to do? All right. In order to succeed? One, first of all, you got a great company. We've got For Life. For Life's been around 25 years. You don't have to wonder whether or not they're going to be around. When I spent a lot of time back in a few years back in East Africa, traveling from Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and Tanzania, visiting and talking to people, one thing I noticed, that people would get so excited when they would see someone go for a helicopter ride that a company would send. I saw this in Uganda, actually, send someone up in a helicopter and film it and just show this lifestyle. And everybody got so excited they joined that company. Company's not around anymore. They're gone. All right. And that's, excuse my language, but that's what really pisses me off, is that they make it seem that it's so easy and everybody can, and it's true, everybody can make money. All right. But it's not easy, you guys. It's simple. It really is simple. But it's not easy, meaning that it does take work. All right. picking the right company is the most important thing to start off with. Second, the team of people that you're with, as Mark talks about in the book, all right? Everybody has something to offer. I learn as I listen to you guys. I get on these calls, and I know I talk a lot, but I feel like I've been doing this a long time, so I've got something to share and offer. But I do enjoy sitting back and listening as others talk as well. I learn from others as well. We're a team, all right? Everyone is supporting each other. Everyone is helping each other, all right? And that's what makes this so great as well, all right? So if it's your first year, for those of you starting out in network marketing, just be prepared that not everybody is going to say yes and just jump in. But what happens as time goes on, and as you continue to climb that mountain step by step and weathering all the storms, you're going to have the four seasons. You're going to have winter. You're going to have spring. You're going to have summer and fall. You're going to go through all those seasons as you climb the mountain of success. All right. People will watch you. They watch your legs, not just your lips. Meaning that what are you doing to climb that mountain every single day? Mark Yarnell talks about flexing muscle, meaning that you've got to do your exercise. What's your exercise? Putting one step in front of the other day after day after day. Dr. Ogina calls it mental toughness. Having the mental toughness. When people try to influence you that you can't do it, that you're going to fail, you got to be strong enough to influence others that you can, and you're going to. All right. And as they see you climb this mountain of success, trust me, I promise you, they will be observing. Now, they're not going to see you go through all the seasons, but they will see as you get towards the top, as you achieve success, whatever your definition may be. All right. They all of a sudden will look at you, see what you've done, that you've gotten there. And many people will be inspired by that. Many people will want to climb that mountain as well because they saw you do it or they witnessed you getting to the top. What they don't understand, though, they're going to now have to weather the seasons also. Now, here's what makes this business so unique, and I love this about it. Strength in numbers and law of averages. In fact, Mark talks about that in the book as well. Meaning that the law of averages is going to be different for Shali, for Mercy, for Jamie, for Florence, for Galaxy Phone, for Eska. You may talk to 10 people your first week getting started. All right. All 10 say, no, thank you. Someone else talks to 10 people and 7 out of the 10 say, yeah, that sounds interesting. I want to know more. Tell me. All right. And the following week, it's just the reverse. You talk to 10, 7 are interested. They talk to 10 and none are interested. That's just the way it works. What makes a difference is how you handle that. What can you do to become better? All right. When someone says no, learn from the no's. Why? Remember, I love the question, why? Why did they say no? All right. Or if they said something, that they believe that whatever they believe, I said, well, why not? Why don't you believe in it? Why don't you believe in yourself? Is everything so great right now in your life that you're financially independent? All right. You're living your dream life. If that's the way it is, continue on. I applaud you. Wonderful. Go for it. You're one of the few. But the reality is most people, they're not living their dream life. They're not achieving their financial goals. They're not even growing through personal development. All right. And that's another video I have on YouTube with Robert Kiyosaki that I had just put up right now. So I want to encourage you guys, go to YouTube, put in, network marketing. Let me just share my screen again real quick and just show you a couple of these. I did this within, seriously, 120 seconds probably as we were getting started with today's call. All right. I just showed you Tony. Let me escape out of that.
Marketing allows anyone who just
let me share this one. Richard Branson. Y'all know Richard Branson? Hopefully you guys know Richard Branson. There's a whole series on him on Netflix now. One of the richest men in the world. But listen to Richard. He was in network marketing, by the way.
Tremendous believer in network marketing, and I'm a great believer in entrepreneurs. I think all the future jobs in the next 20 or 30 years will be created by network marketing entrepreneurs and other entrepreneurs around the world, starting off from scratch or starting off
So there's Richard Branson talking about network marketing. That's
very
a
small
short-
and
short
making a
quote.
real difference in the world.
How about this one here?
Talk to people about why network marketing is such a good entrepreneurial decision in the crazy landscape that we deal with in today's economy.
Well, as we know, there's fewer and fewer jobs. American corporations say they're hiring, but they're not hiring in America, they're hiring overseas. But more than that is that the reason I endorse network marketing is most people are addicted to the paycheck. And the paycheck is one of the most sinister plots ever pulled upon a human being. If you need a paycheck, you've sold your soul. You've sold your body, your mind, your spirit, and your emotions. You sit there in fear of losing your job, or can I get a raise, or, will I get promoted? And then why would you do that? Another thing about the reason we endorse network marketing, we don't think of it as a network marketing. We think of it as entrepreneur development. Because if you need a paycheck, this is not your business. We build businesses. So sometimes when Kim and I do a deal, we may not receive a paycheck for 5-6 years. And so these guys come, oh, am I going to get rich quick? And some people do. I don't know if you do or not. But that is an employee, get rich, loser mindset. And so the thing that network marketing does is really kind of cure you of that loser paycheck, get rich quick mentality and actually build a business. We build businesses.
So that's Robert Kiyosaki. But I mean, I can go on and on. All right. So let me stop sharing my screen. Anyhow, I apologize. I know I jumped in and kind of took over this, and sorry, Claudia.
Let me
No,
read
no,
this quote here.
we wanted you to take over, but I want Gabby to finish some things that she has, and I'm happy that you did. I hope you jump in the Spanish one too.
I like everything Dave showed, because you know what, it's about the book today, but we find inspiration throughout YouTube if we look for it, okay? And that's the point we want to make. For me, I like motivational sayings. Sometimes I'm sitting there trying to find material for my posts, okay? So let me read this to you. It says, too many people quit just before payday. In this industry, you've got to have a dream and you must not let anyone steal it from you. You can't ride 2 horses at the same time. Get in, give it all you've got for 2 to 3 years and you will succeed. And in a way, I find it very selfish of our friends and relatives to try to talk us out of our dreams. I mean, some people even tell me that their mom or their dad or their aunts and uncles, they just want free product. They don't even want to sign up to support them. And to me, it's like, you believe in me this much, yet you're not willing to invest a little bit, And I mean, I get that all the time too. I remember we used to have meetings with some of our children's friends and millennials, and they, of course, would come to the meetings. We'd sometimes have 20 kids over to do a meeting, and it was going great. And then the next week they would come and say, oh, my dad, he doesn't want me to do this. He wants me to go to college. And I'm like, well, you can do both. You can do both. If your friends will just support you, buy some protein bars, buy some energy, they're gonna buy them somewhere. Why not buy them from you? And then let me also share this one I really, really liked. And I would share my screen, but it's gonna take longer here. It says, I don't have the time, but I made the time. I don't have the knowledge, but I did what I knew. I didn't have the support, but learned to support myself. I didn't have the confidence, but the confidence came with results. I had a lot going against me, but I had enough going for me. I had plenty of excuses, but I chose not to use any of them. I mean, gosh, if that doesn't tell you in a nutshell what it takes to succeed, because excuses don't pay the bills, okay? So with that, Claudia, what else do we have?
No, Gabby, I wanted you to close your idea. I want to thank Dave. We always love hearing you talk, Dave. So, people get so much value. Gabby, I just wanted to, actually, there's two people that raised their hands. And I had Kawindra and Michael ready, but I just want to see the questions, and we have 10 more minutes. So if
Claudia,
Elise,
I want to mention one last thing, if you don't mind. It's okay.
please. No, of course.
Look, I see Cooler laughing there. So look, I feel personally now, I don't know why, after 25 years of For Life, I take it more personally, your success. All right. In the beginning, I did have an attitude of like, you know what, if you're not coming with me, I don't care. It's fine. I'll find someone else. And maybe I needed to do that. Maybe it was just good for me to like tell people, like Juan Rosado would say, the best revenge is success. Showing them, and I'm not a guy that believes in revenge really, but I guess when you put it in that context, then yeah, by you succeeding, it's like telling them, look, I told you I was going to do this. And that's kind of how I felt in the beginning. As Gabby and I built our business and we've traveled the world and we've achieved so much with For Life, I feel now that when I see you guys come on our Mentor Mondays, I see you on the Tuesday night calls, the Wednesday night calls, the English calls, and the Spanish calls and so on. It's a personal thing for me now to see you get to the top of the mountain, get to your dreams, achieve your dreams. And so we appreciate you guys. All right. We want you to achieve the level of success that you so desire. And I just wanted to say that it's a personal thing to me. And so get on these calls. You're going to learn something. Some might not be as good as others, but we do our best to try to provide, as Tony Robbins says, value to help you grow yourself. Mentor Mondays are not always going to be about how to deliver the For Life message. Sometimes it's just personal development, like today, your first year of network marketing. If it is your first year, and even if it's not your first year, if you're not growing and things just aren't happening, then you probably need to go back and say, you know what? Okay, let's just say it's my first year in network marketing. What do I need to do? And I'll just say this, and then I'll pass it on. Embrace one thing. All right. Embrace change. Force yourself to go through the changes, which means different attitude towards people that say no. All right. Learning to ask why or why not. All right. And you just have to just develop your mind. All right. As you build your business, mental toughness, like Dr. Gino says, but at the same time, understand that you yourself are going to grow as an entrepreneur, like Robert Kiyosaki says. I love it when he says that. This is the best personal growth or entrepreneurial development course there is, bar none. Because the only way you can get to the top of the mountain is by taking other people with you. You can't do it by yourself. So therefore, you develop all these skills, the communication skills, the social skills, the identifying people's needs. That's a skill. If someone says no, why they say no, and getting in their head and finding out why. And you might be able to turn that around. You might turn someone that says no, turn them into a yes. You can do that. So anyhow, with that, you guys, thank you again for joining us today, and pass it on. Thank you.
Okay, so let me get, first of all, I had two hands up, and I just want to see if I can fit this in I have very little time. I want to get everybody to, go and do your follow-ups and your recruiting. So Evelise, do you still have a question? You never answer my chat, and do you still want to have an opportunity to ask that question? Evelise from USA. And same for Dorothy. I don't want to, I was the one that lowered their hands just because I wanted to get Gabby back. So even Lizzie and Dorothy, you didn't write me the question in the chat. Okay, so now we'll go, and before we close, I do want to get Kawinder. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it in a minute, but I had Kawinder prepared with, Kawinder has been in a lot of direct selling and network marketing businesses. So sometimes it's about lasting long and enjoying the ride. So I just want in 2 minutes, Kawinder, your take on the conversation today.
Thank you very much. This is very powerful, Dave, to jump in. Like when you said you are laughing, I'm laughing, like stillness, like in my mind is clicking, why not? Like that, like when I'm very young, something like come challenge with the family. I said, why not? But until today, I never gave up. I'm like solving my why not. I'm like always say success in your head. And for like your book and all the things you guys share or we are listening, like sometimes I'm saying like if you put like no other word on, we are on a ride, on a life journey. This is never give up. It's like you have to make your mindset. You decide to do this. Direct selling, networking, marketing, we are saying like when first time I heard or I apply, I think I can't sell. That's my mind and my words, how I assume. But until today, I'm saying like I'm multiplying myself. Nobody teach me when I done my master's. Now I learn how to multiply me. That's all I can do in 2 minutes. Maybe like we are always around here and hang around. We can share more my life with next time. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Kawinder. Mike, and same for you. I wanted to take, and again, I'm sorry, but I can only give you like 1.5 minutes. And I know you can do this because you're a podcaster. What do you think about the topic of today?
There we go. Thank you, Claudia. This has been great today. And just real briefly tell my story. Many of you know, in fact, I shared my story Saturday with a lot of the Kenyans and some folks about I was blessed with a very, very successful career in the restaurant industry, restaurants in Hawaii and Colorado. And in 2008, I was introduced to network marketing and I understood it. I thought I understood it because I was a successful businessman. Well, and Dave will know this, I was in a company then that was owned and operated by Paul Orbison. Watch some of his YouTube videos. He's no longer with us either. But the first year in my business in 2008 in the industry, a guy handed me your first year in network marketing. That's when I read the book that we went over today. And it made sense to me because I had to transition from a traditional running a business, multiple restaurants with over 600 employees and managers and buying labor and all that into a business where I didn't do any of that. It was about people building people. That company I was with left me. I didn't leave it. It went out of business. And in 2015, I blessed to meet Dave and Gabie. And again, it just solidified me. I understood. I wasn't disappointed when discouraged when that company went out of business. I knew by 2015, this industry is real. I just need to find a solid company. And I found that in For Life. But that book, I'll never forget, that was the first book that my sponsor handed me in 2008 was your first year in network marketing. And I read it back then. I've got it somewhere on one of these shelves. Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you, Mike. And I know now we're over the time, but as Dave always says, Mentor Monday is really important. It's the day that we start the week. So I want to give, if you need to leave for the next meeting or the next training, don't worry, you can stay out as if we were in a hotel. But I do want to ask Dr. Regina, since he's now sitting in front of his camera and has opened the same question, because there's a lot of value always in Dr. Regina. And so Dr. Regina, again, in the 2 or 3 minutes, 2 minutes now, what do you think about this topic? Well, what I don't even know what was your first year in MLM, in which company, because you're a doctor, so you have a little bit of a different, view of this, I think. So we're all interested in hearing, Dr. Regina, what is your take on this conversation today?
Thank you. First of all, Claudia, I want to thank Dave. He actually just displayed one of my best books, yeah? The First Year in Network Marketing by Mark Yarnell. And this book is like a Bible in this industry. And anyone who really wants to get in tune with what this industry is all about needs to go through this book. And I think anybody, even if you've been in the business for the last 5-10 years, when you get to read this book, you get a mindset change, and it puts you in a different tandem of thinking, and that would have you behave and do things in a different way. But I want to say that I'm really very, very grateful to Dave and Gabie. It's like, you know, we're more than a family in this, but you know, the commitment to have these Meta Mondays run every other week, and they're motivating, giving us new knowledge, sharing with us stories of the past and stories going on in different parts of the world. It makes all the simple challenges, the small challenges we go through become like, you know, minuscule. It doesn't become visible completely. And we get so filled up, our momentum is growing each and every day. And I want to thank J. Mike. J. Mike is almost in all of our meetings. And was it yesterday or Saturday? Yes, did one of the best business presentations I've ever listened to. And I think J. Mike will have to give you an opportunity to do another business presentation to our prospect one more time. So, but I want to thank everybody. Let's keep growing. This is a big thing. This is the only sure way of, you know, achieving a lifestyle of our dreams, because the choice is in our hands, and we all have the capacity and potential to make it work. And there will be no reason why we cannot make it work, because it is a choice that we have to make. If we really want to go where we want to go to, we have the choice to make this work. And it's probably the easiest and most enjoyable career I've ever come across. Let's leave the products aside, because they are just wonderful, awesome. Everybody loves them. In our country, Kenya, I think Transfer Factory is becoming a big household name already. It's becoming more and more popular, and the people who have used it are always looking forward to using it. And the people who used it and went and used other supplements from other companies, they keep coming back. And what many people do not know, except for those who are always in the office, they see a number of medics now coming in and sending their patients in, and they're coming in to find out more about what this transfer factor is, and they themselves are using it personally. So before we know it, the medical fraternity will pick it up, and it's going to be such a big opportunity for those who are already in the business. So thanks so much, and looking forward to more of these Meta Mondays.
Wow, wasn't it great? Like, we could have a 2-hour Mentor Monday, but as a host, I have a responsibility because we have another of these, but in Spanish with Gabie. So I do want to acknowledge we have our Gold International. Is she still here? Let me see. Where is Leslie Daughtrey? Okay, we had, I think she's still here, our Gold International. We want to acknowledge Dr. Regina, who is also international, and Jesse, who was presidential. But I also want to acknowledge Dr. Regina and not leave behind Ana Cecilia Porras and Marcos Barrios, who have worked so hard the whole African continent. I don't see our South African friends, so but I mean, they have been going and going. So Dr. Regina, you are a great leader. You are leading a continent. I mean, I always like to think of Kawindra and myself also as being the leaders in Canada. So, you know, it's a pretty big country for me too. But Dr. Regina, you're a leader of a continent with your team, and Trisha is taking it abroad and overboard. Our newest hot star, Trisha Wanjala, making diamond this week. Everybody, please give her a big clap, because the fact that Trisha is actually a diamond when most of her team are outside Kenya, it is just mind-blowing, Trisha. So I am really just acknowledging that she has taken this the way that it is, which is, I am in Kenya, but I can do this. And so I think out of her 6 people, if I'm correct, because I've been keeping track, 5 of them are actually outside Kenya. So building from Kenya and going to the world. Trisha, you are not only a superstar, but an example to all of us that the fire that you get when you are in your first year is the one that we need to keep. Just like in a marriage, the whole time. So Trisha, congratulations, you are inspiring us. Let's close with Trisha. Trisha, do you want to finish up? And just for management, tomorrow, Tuesday talk with Dr. Regina. Dr. Regina, you didn't write me the title. Please let me know on the chat so people know what the title is for tomorrow. Do not miss Health Talk with Dr. Regina every Tuesday. And I'm going to finish with Trisha because I want to really just acknowledge that diamond in less than 2 months. Trisha, close us up and give us some words so we can actually learn from you as the newest leader, but the leader that teaches the older leaders and everybody here.
Thank you so much, Claudia, and thank you, Gabriela and Dave, for tonight's inspiring message. It was so timely. And indeed, I've already gone to YouTube, starting on that homework of reading that book or listening to it. So I just want to thank you all for the family, the friendship, which I've found in For Life, and the support. One of the things that attracted me to For Life is that we are taught you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And you all have been a fantastic team. I can't wait to meet you in person one of these days, God willing. And for my own colleagues who are here from my team who have joined tonight's meeting, we're looking forward to making you diamond next. Thank you all and have a wonderful evening and a wonderful day.
Thank you, everybody. So now you can open your mics and you can continue growing, continue in love of this industry because there's no other opportunity. Dave, thank you so much. Everybody, you can say goodbye, Dave and Gabie, your mentor of mentors. You can open up your mic.
Thank you, Dave.
Keep growing, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Claudia.
Dave, thank you, Gabby.
See you guys next Monday.
See you next.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Love you guys.
We do love you. We love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
Bye, Anna Cecilia. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia.